Hey everybody, it's Erin Reed from Erin Reed Makes, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to take you through all of the fun goodies I picked up from all the different workshops while I was attending NAMTA CREATIVATION 2022 in Orlando, which was a little bit over a week ago. I got to go to a ton of amazing classes hosted by some amazing companies, and these are my classroom sets of items. Plus there's an extra little fun thing we're going to show you, so welcome to the channel. Okay, so first of all, I have my awesome badge right here. It is a ton of fun. Sorry, there's something on the side here that's going funny. Not sure what's, oh, there it is. It's a thing that popped up on my channel. Anyway, comment. If you'd like to comment, if you have any questions, please let me know. There are a ton of videos I've already posted from when I was live at the show. So if you would like to go back and watch any of them, go to the playlist. It says NAMTA CREATIVATION 2022 or Art Materials World. It's all the same thing. We were all under one giant umbrella. And you see me running around with my name tag on. That is the show. And it was a ton of fun. So, but let me just jump right into the very first class that I did. And we're going to kind of go in order. So the first class I did was this one from graphics. Oops, I forgot to click that little button. There we go. It's off. It's off. I am so glad you enjoyed my lives. I had a ton of fun. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. So the first class I went to was a class that was hosted by a company called Graphics. And the amazing Kat Kerr, sorry, I'm just taking off my necklace. The amazing Kat Kerr was the instructor, teacher, and she was awesome. I'm just going to put my little name tag right there because it was so much fun. That way you guys know what this video is all about. And this is the card that we made in her class. I tried to go live while we were in her class, but unfortunately in the room where we had all the classes, the walls were so thick, the internet just could not get through. Luckily, the showroom floor was awesome. So she was showing us a bunch of mixed media, a ton of different things. And she is really cool about how she was kind of intermixing all the wonderful products from Graphics. The main piece that we were working with was this beautiful Duralar. It's this basically clear acetate paper, but it does so much with it. You've been sharing your bio journaling group. Well, thank you, Tracy. I truly appreciate that. That's awesome that you've been sharing. There's so many amazing products that were out there that I'm so happy that you shared all the fun stuff. So that is what we made these butterflies with. So we actually stamped them with Stays On ink. We were stamping and Hero Arts donated the stamps. So I actually borrowed my neighbor's stamp, so mine was nice and clean. We were playing with pens because pens marked on it. So we were just playing with these ones were from Gray Measle. These are Holland. These are from Holland, sorry. Beautiful pens. All the products were mostly donated. And I did pay to join the class, just as a heads up. We also got to play with some paints, and there were a few other products that we weren't able to keep. But this was the finished product of the first class that I attended, which was absolutely awesome. And again, it was by Kat Kerr. So if you've never seen any of her stuff, if you haven't checked her out, make sure you go check her out, as she is awesome. And we had a ton of fun in this class. And again, it was hosted by Graphics. So we were using some of their adhesives and just lots of cool techniques, of which I will probably be intermixing into my, classes, my YouTube channel, my videos, and so forth. We even got to keep our brush. I mean, it was really cool. So we had lots of wonderful products that we were able to keep, courtesy of these companies. So here is Amsterdam. Here was another one. This is by Royal Talons. Again, we had some Ranger. We had some other fun stuff. So all of these beautiful things were part of the first class that I was part of. All right, let me pack these up. If I keep them all in one bag, I can remember all this stuff. So I've been keeping organized. We've got some little gems to add to our card if we wanted to. But, it had, here's all the different things that we were able to get. So Amsterdam acrylic paints, we had Art Creations, watercolor paints gray, some stamp blocks, Stays On inks, the graphics palette, which is basically you can use the plastic as your palette if you want to. It was a ton of fun. And we learned a lot. And it was the very first class of the entire show. And it was phenomenal. And she had her step out things. Here's some of the different companies that donated their products. So it was great. And just as a heads up, sorry, that was really loud plastic. All the links for the supplies, for the companies, that the classes I went to where they gave product that was associated with, as much as I could remember to put the links. If I've got some, I'll go back and put them. They're all linked down below. So if you want to check them out, they are affiliate links. So if you click on them and happen to purchase something, then that's just no different cost to you. It just helps me do all these fun videos for you and able to go to the shows and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's what that is. All right, so that was the first class that I went to. Another class that I went to, and this was the same day, was hosted by Hero Arts. And we got a wonderful bag from them. We all kind of laughed at the fact that lime green seemed to be the color of the day, because we had just gotten our badges and we had our lanyards, and our lanyards were lime green, and it was these were donated by Go Easel. And then we got our first bag, and that was Hero Arts. And then the bag from the show was also lime green. So we were all giggling about the fact that everything seemed to be lime green, which we thought was kind of pretty funny. So Hero Arts was the second class that I went to, and it was a phenomenal class as well. We got so many fun things. We pulled them all out. And again, we had our beautiful information. Libby taught this one, and she did an amazing job on the class. It was wonderful. We did 1, 2, 3 cards with Libby, and each of them had their own fun techniques. Let me pull all this out. This bag I will tell you in a minute, but that was a fun little extra goodie bag that I got. So the cards, I'll show you these guys in person. We were able to keep the cards because we made them and bring back the amazing. And Libby, if you guys don't know who Libby Hickson is, she works at Hero Arts and she's phenomenal. So we were able to keep some of the inks that we got. So I got 3 new little inks. I got a soft granite, so I got grape slush and blue raspberry. We used these 2 on most of the cards, and you can see some of the beautifulness in the cards that we created. Again, techniques I will be bringing back to you guys. Here is another fun one. This one got a little smudged, but that's okay. And then this one was, we all had a blast with the can kitties. We had a blast with that one. And then here you can see some of the stamps. So this one we were using, it was called, what is this called? Floral Silhouettes. And for that one, we used this. She already heat embossed this for us, so I didn't have to do that. So we used that part there. For here, we used this stamp right there. For the Can Kitties, obviously from the kitties, she is right there. But there's lots of other fun elements on this on the kitty one. This one is called, sorry, that's right here, Art Museum, but it's like meow. I thought that was kind of funny. So we had that. We also got a stencil that we got to play with, and the stencil we used in the background of this card. So we got to play with that stencil. We also got this beautiful cling stamp. This is a red rubber stamp, beautiful cling stamp that had lots of background. And we used that in both of these 2 cards. And then we have this background stamp, and we did use this for this stamp right here. So we used all of our little elements, and then we got instructions. But then at the end, which was awesome, because there was 2 classes, and the class I was a part of was the second class. These were some of the extra materials that were left out. And so they had this all sitting there. This is what's phenomenal. I could not believe that they did this. But I also understand they couldn't bring all the supplies home. So all of these little pieces here were sitting out on the table because they were part of either our class or part of the class that was just before us. And they didn't have enough space to bring it all home. And so since we were the very last class they were teaching, even though it was the first day, they weren't teaching a class the second day. We had all of this stuff sitting out, and they said, share, don't be stingy, share with everybody. And so everybody got to take a couple of palettes or a couple of ink pads home. Everybody got to take a couple of spray bottles. These are just misting bottles that you put a little bit of ink and then we add water. So it turns into a spray bottle, and they had different colors. So I just brought these ones home. You can take the re-inkers and add. So this is a reactive ink, the re-inker, and that's how you get the color from. I also got Glimmer Metallic, red Glimmer Metallic. Some of these are smaller than what they would normally come, but it's a beautiful paint. Again, link for Hero Arts is linked down below. This one got a little bit funny. This is a purple Glimmer Metallic. These ones are special classroom sets. Usually they come as a little bit of a bigger container. I didn't get to play with all of this stuff. Some of the stuff is the first one. These ones are these little beautiful kind of colors. You can put this on your ink palette and you can play. And this one's got a little thick, but it's this beautiful shimmeriness. And that is the shimmer that you see right here. Not the gold, but the white that's on there. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then I got some embossing powders. So I've got brass, I've got clear, and sand, because they used them in the previous class as well. And then here we've got some hero hues, some more colors. I've got sapphire, amethyst, aquamarine, and emerald. And I couldn't have picked a beautiful palettes. Like, absolutely love this palette because they're my favorite colors. And then 2 big ones, Hawaiian Blue and Splash. So I've got some beautiful colors to work with as well. So this was my stash that I got from attending this class. Yes, I did pay for the class, and I thought it was absolutely phenomenal because we learned some great techniques. And it was just nice to sit next to somebody who also was having fun, and you get to meet people and have a blast. So these were the 3 cards that we learned from that class with Hero Arts that Libby taught. And like I said, if you ever have a chance to do a class with Libby or any of these instructors, I suggest you do. And again, it has all the instructions in case I forgot. I have to go home and look at them again. So that was the Hero Arts class. Let me try to put this back. We're going to put this whole thing back in this big bag. I had it in Ziploc bags for transport because I didn't want things to bust because all the stuff went under in my bag. Because you never know what's going to happen, what's going to spill, what's going to, with pressure or whatever, or people opening up their bags. It's a mess. So that was the second class I took, the Hero Arts class. That was phenomenal. All right, another class. Here we go. The next class. Oh, the next class I took was my Ranger class. So this was taught by Kimberly. Oh, what was her name again? Kimberly Dean. Kimberly Dean. She was phenomenal. So she's known as Kimberly Dean Creations, I believe. But her name is Kimberly Dean Langolis. She's on Facebook. She is an amazing teacher. And she was there representing Ranger, and we got to learn how to do all of these. Now, I am not an artist in any way, shape, or form. Like she has, this is her thing. This is her technique. She is really awesome about it. And she took us through all of the ins and outs to how to use alcohol inks to make florals or to do abstract art pieces. And there was a video that I posted live yesterday, and it was from the showroom floor where she was making these beautiful florals. Like, I'm going to show you one that we did together in class. She did it in blue. So if you want to see the video I posted yesterday to see how this technique works, she explains it beautifully. She goes into depth. We talk about the different tools that she's using. It's really, really cool. And if you have alcohol inks, you can do this. You don't have to have any kind of special thing, except for you do need the little blower tool. So I did not have this before, and I'm very happy because I've got one. And I have played with alcohol inks before, and I've loved that. A straw could work, but this is just so much easier. It was a ton of fun. So in this class, we got a wide variety of alcohol inks. I'm going to lay them out for you guys. So this was all included in the price of our class. Basically, we paid for our materials was the bottom line. So here we have the pearls. One of the tips that they did mention to us about the pearls is that it doesn't work with alcohol. A lot of us use alcohol when we're using our alcohol inks, like actual rubbing alcohol that you just get from the drugstore. But for the pearls, you do need to use the blending solution. And let me tell you, this little bottle right here for just doing 4 cards and playing is nowhere near enough. The blending solution, you need to get the big bottle of this if you're going to be playing, which I need to get a bigger bottle because mine is tiny. We were also playing with the Snowcat Mixative. This was key for making the flowers, really having that beautiful center that you see right here. That was absolutely key. We also played with some of the alloys, the rose alloys. And then the 3 colors that we were mostly playing with were, in terms of regular alcohol inks, for Gumball, Boysenberry, and Botanical. So this was our little class supply list. So this was it. This was like what you had to play with, but that's all you needed. And then obviously the surface that we were using to make the cards. So we were playing around, and I am not the best at this because this is why I take the class, to learn how to do it. So this was the first flower. We did it on a black Yupo paper, kind of like it. It's basically allows the alcohol inks, and this is with the pearls. So mine does not look like what hers looks like. Mine does not have anything close to it, but it doesn't look horrible. For my first try at doing this technique, I thought that was pretty darn good. That's why you go to classes. My second, oh, there it is. The second one we did, they're sticking, was just playing around with getting abstract arts and playing around. This is hers. She got a lot more green out of hers than I did, but it's just blowing, putting the alcohol inks on the paper. Again, a white Yupo paper, which is beautiful. The third one we did, which was the flower. This is the beautiful flower. And you can kind of see, here's my center of my flower. I went too far with mine. It does look like a flower, but I also learned I went back and I videoed her the next day live from the showroom floor, which that video went live yesterday, about how to do this flower. There was parts that I missed sitting in because I was in the very, very back, which was kind of fun because I was sitting next to Milagros and I was sitting next to Alexandra Stapleton's husband, and I was taking Nicole Watt. So I was around a whole bunch of amazing friends, and we were chatting, and we were next to the people that were doing the social media for Rangers. They kept grabbing our cards and taking pictures and putting them up on social media, and we were having a ton of fun. But I did miss a technique, which was, if you watch the video from yesterday, you can see it, but it's with this tool. And basically when you're, just to kind of tell you, I was just pushing, here, it's easier if I do this. I was just kind of pushing, going this way, and it was going, she pushed and went from side to side to side to really give it that pedal look, which I missed. So, but she explains it really well in the video that went live yesterday, which was her demo, because she demoed this in the Ranger booth. And then the last technique we did, this one was using the alloy, and again, doing a really cool mixed media background, playing with the alcohol inks. And this time we added the rose alloy, so you could really kind of get that kind of glimmery. So the alcohol still will be glimmery, but having that marbling effect with the mixatives of the alcohol in there, that alloy in there, which was really fun. But again, you got to get a lot of this stuff. We did not play anything with regular alcohol. We only played with the blending solution. It was a ton of fun. So we got all of this supply, and if we needed an extra card, we could ask for one, but we tried to play with just within our cards. And if you screwed up, guess what? Which I did. Which one did I screw up? I screwed up. It was this one. This is the one that I screwed up. And I don't know if you guys can see how it's kind of like, this is just an imprint, but I screwed up. I put the solution on there, wiped it off. We had baby wipes and stuff. And so I just used the other side, which worked. And at the very, very end, they came by and they handed us this. If you guys have never seen these are really cool. So this is a little pouch that you can store your pens. So it had some stuff in it. So let me grab a pen. Let me show you. Okay, so let's say you have your pens. Technically, it's supposed to be your pens. You throw your pens in there, but let's say you want to use your pens. You store them in here, you zip it up. Let's say you want to use your markers, use your pens. When you go to a place, you just shove this down, and then all your pens, picture them being taller, are sticking out. And so Ranger has their own. There's a few different brands out there that have this, but I thought this was really cool. So this was for sticking around for the entire class and not leaving before class was over. We got a freebie. And this was our little freebie, which I thought was great. So that was a fun class. That was from Ranger, and that was day 2, the beginning of day 2. So that was my fun thing I got. And I really should not have stuck these all together so quick, but I had to pack up because I was going to my next class. So pop all this stuff back in here. This one, we did not get any kind of fancy bag to put it in. It was just take it, and now I gotta figure out where to store all this stuff. I've got so many art supplies, which is great. And I will use these. The more you play, the more you think of them, the better they get. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Just kind of packing my things up. I'm loving this. Now I can travel with my supplies, my cool Ranger supply. Other Ranger classes I've been to, I've gotten, like aprons and things, but this time I got this. All right. Next class I went to was from, where is it? Oh, this one. This was a cool class. This was the class everybody was buzzing about. And this is a product that has not been released yet as a kit. You can buy them independently, but the kit is not available as of yet. So what this is, and there was also a video from the showroom floor while I was there. This is from Silver Creek Leather. And they are putting together these new kits to make leather flowers. I know I got so much crap in here. So we were learning how to make the leather flowers. And this one is going to make, help me guys, what's the flower that this is going to make? It's all white. This is going to kind of cup in here. I didn't finish it because I had to leave to go. Oh, this was my last class. Oh, I had one other class. Shoot. Okay, there was a class in between. It was the all new class. And then we have, the leaves that go on here. Chrysanthemum? No, it's not a chrysanthemum. But it's so cool. It's a leather flower. I'm so fun. There's a much better tutorial about how to do this. But basically, just to kind of give you the gist of how this all worked, was you're given a piece of leather, and it starts off looking like this. And you have to get it soaked, like you get it wet. While it's wet, you can go in and you can use this tool, and we use this end of the tool, which is a little ball, and we made the patterns into the leather. So I don't know if you guys can see these patterns, these tooling marks. On here, you can kind of see them. And then you start shaping them. To get some of the shapes, you have to do it when it's wet. We used a ping pong ball of all things, which I didn't have. We put in there and we formed it around, and that's why, and when it dries, it keeps the shape. If you want it to be even more of a shape, this one should have dried all the way. I'm gonna have to redo this one. And then we just put it in a little Dixie cup and it would dry in the shape. So it would be like this when it was all dry. Well, let me show you, my hands are in the way. Like this, right? This one hasn't even been glued yet, and it's just hot glue holding it together, and that's the center of it. Once everything is dried, I only got time to paint one of them. We were going to use these two. These are it's acrylic paint. Regular old acrylic paint works just fine, but they said this one is made special for leather because it's a little bit more it's thinner. It's not a thick paint. It's magnolia. Thank you. That's the word, magnolia. Thank you, Tracy. So it's a thinner paint. It's a lot more viscous, which allows it to go over the leather. And then when all the pieces are dry, you glue them together and you get a beautiful leather flower. Again, there's a video on this. The cool thing is that you do need to have this sculpting tool. And this part of the tool does really cool things as well. There's other purposes for it. This is just a feather that you could make. This is what the center looked like before it got rolled up. They gave me an extra piece just because. Here's a couple of the leaves, and it really turns into a cool project. And again, there's pictures on my Instagram, and there's also a video if you want to see what the finished look of this. I didn't get to finish it because I had to run off, and then obviously paintbrush, to an event that we had that was the Meet the Creative, and I had my table with my little tag, and it was about meeting companies, and so a bunch of us had to leave early to go to that event. But it was a really cool class, and they have not launched the kits yet, but they're coming. So they're going to be like a magnolia flower kit. You're going to get the tool. You're going to get the leather. It's already going to be cut out. You're going to get an extra sheet of leather, so you don't have to worry about trying to cut the leather. But they have like poinsettias or poinsettias. I'm not sure. How do you say that? They're going to have, I think they have like 10 to 12 new flowers. They're going to be launching very soon. So that is a really, really cool new product that is going to be launching. And it's a great way to kind of use something different while creating. And you could turn these flowers, you could put them on wreaths. You can, I mean, just, it's a beautiful, beautiful product that's, when you create it, sky's the limit to what you can use it for. Hair bands, as hair clips, all kinds of cool stuff. So they have lots of examples of that, but those are coming soon. So we got kind of like a sneak peek of a new product that is down the line. They didn't even have like a prototype to show us because it's so new, but they're still working on that. And you can use all your own paint to paint it. You don't have to use the special paints, even though they do have that as well. So that was the other class I did, but there was one more in the middle of that I totally forgot. So let's pull that out. Let me put these little pieces away. And hello, everybody who's gotten on. Hello, hello. If you're watching from Facebook, let me know. I'm curious. I just got this active on my Facebook. So if you're watching from that, there's a little thing at the bottom, and it's called a star, where you can click on a star. And I don't know if you have to pay for the stars, but let me know if you're watching from this at the bottom of the screen, kind of like where you would put a comment in. Do you see the little stars thing? Does that show up? Because I'm supposed to have it active, but I don't know anything about it yet. So just curious. So Tracy, do you see a little star thing at the bottom? There's something about send stars to the viewer. It only works when you're live, so I don't know. Let me know. If you want to send me stars if it's there. Okay. The next one, oh, the stars are there. So it did work out. Yay. That's always nice to know that when I get an email from Facebook or from YouTube, they're like, your thing has been activated. I guess I've got enough views or viewers or people watching or something. I'm starting to get all these fun things added to my live views or my live videos now, which is kind of cool. All right. The stars cost something. Okay. I see. These are all new things to me. I don't know anything about that. So the stars cost, I guess it's like sending like the bonus things on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, you can give like supers, or you can do like a shout out or whatever, or like they call them super stickers or whatever it is. I guess that's Facebook version of the same thing. So cool. Well, if you feel like doing that, go for it. If not, thumbs up and hearts are great for me. All right. So another class I went to was from Altenew. Apparently had all the stuff. This one, you know, truthfully, I forget who was teaching the class, but I am really starting to get into watercolor. I'm absolutely loving it. So we got a whole watercolor palette. We did not, I mean, it was brand spanking new. We did have to bring our own watercolor brush, but they had a couple for us to borrow. So I did bring I had like one watercolor brush. I need to get some more, but we got one palette, And it's a beautiful palette. I didn't even open up all the elements in here yet. So we got a whole watercolor palette, which I'm really excited about because I've just had cheapy ones up to this point. And Altenew, how do you guys say that? I think it's Altenew. You pronounce the in there. I asked them that, and that was what it was. They do lots of watercoloring. It's what they're stamping. It's what they're kind of known for. And so I feel like their palette is probably much better than, you want to see the one that I had been using? Which I think is about $9 on Amazon. I feel like I've upgraded a little bit, which is nice, which I'm very excited for. So I got a new palette, which is beautiful. And I love how condensed it is. I did keep the foam. I don't think I need to. So a wonderful new watercolor palette. We did get our crisp dye ink from Altenew. This one is the permanent black. I'll talk about this little guy in the end. We made three cards. And I screwed this one up. So this one was a very basic card. I love the look of it. It's very beautiful. And hello, everybody who's gotten on. Hello, Karen and Janet and Tracy and Shirley and Deborah. Hello. So we basically did a watercolor wash, and we did it was like a sunset, and we let that dry, and then we stamped. Some people brought their Misties, and I did not. So therefore, I didn't get the greatest stamp in the world. I totally would have. Hey, Kat. Oh, hey, Kat. Kat is one. I already did your class. I showed all the yummies from your class. Kat is on. She was my instructor for my very first class at Creativation. That was back in person in 2022. So, hey, Kat. And I also see Janet is on. Janet was also at the show. She created the one. I never got a picture in front of it, but Janet, she created the really cool photo background that everybody could go, and it said Creativation 2022. Actually, it said NAMTA Creativation. So she designed that, and that was right center in the showroom floor, kind of in the resting area. It was like where all the couches and stuff were. So Janet designed that, and Kat was my first teacher of this year, which was great. And I had never met her, and it was so fun to see her. So hey, Kat. All right, so that was a really cool card. This one, I was learning a new watercolor technique with stamping the flowers and how to create kind of like the white spaces within the flowers. And a couple of hints, which I think I'm going to get to this because I love this technique, is you don't just do each petal in random. You skip petals, let it dry, and come back to it. Again, I'm very new with the watercoloring idea, and I did learn some really fun stuff with this. I also really like the idea of not all your sentiments going the same direction. So when we stamped, we did one this direction, and then we also had one that went vertical and horizontal. So they were perpendicular from each other, which I thought was really cool. I love that idea. This is the one I screwed up. This was a more straightforward stamp and then easy watercoloring. So this was a super fast one. This one took the longest, I will have to say. And I stamped, and it was perfect. I lifted up, and my hand slipped, and my stamp fell to the table. And so I got this stupid impression. And I don't know how many of you guys have done that, where now I got this crap. And I spent, not a ton of time, but enough time that I was like, you've got to be flipping kidding me. I was really pissed about that one. So I was not thrilled about that screwing up, but that's okay. So these were the cards that we made, and then we had the watercolors. Then we also got the palette. So this is the watercolor palette. This is just a plastic that we used as our palette if you wanted to. We also could just put your card on here. So if you were making anything, it's just a really cool background piece. We had lots of extra paper. So if in case we screwed up, we had one extra watercolor paper. So we did all these on watercolor paper, and then we had just plain card bases. And then we got a couple of stamp sets. So these were our stamp sets that we got. So you can see that for this card, we used that stamp. And I had a really, really tiny stamp block. That was the thing. I brought the wrong size just because of space. I didn't want to have, as things are flying across my desk. Sorry about that, guys. I brought this little tiny stamp block, and I was trying to fit my stamp. So I'd put it there, and I used my fingers to stamp it. So that did pretty darn good for stamping for just bringing this little guy. I thought I did pretty darn good for that. So we used this flower for that. We used this flower for here. We pulled the butterflies from here, and we picked whatever butterflies we want for the two butterflies. And then for the background here, you can see we use these two pieces. And then all the sentiments randomly to go on the sentiments of the card. So we got to have two new stamp sets. I think she does a really good job of putting Lots of wonderful sentiments within the stamp set as well. So it really does give you lots of options to how to to give really clean and simple and beautiful cards. Hey, oh, there's so many wonderful people that have gotten on. Hey, Pair of Awesome Press. They were there too at the show. It was fun. So, and then at the very, very end, again, it pays off. If you ever go to classes, and I do encourage people to go to classes. I've taught classes. I've taught classes at Creativation. I actually debated doing a class this year, but I thought, no, I want to go see what it was going. I should have, but it's okay. But going to other people's classes, there's a lot of reasons behind it. Number one, who you're sitting next to could be the most amazing person in the world that you never knew was your best friend. I think that's awesome. And you learn from the people sitting next to you. Number two, you're helping support whatever organization you are taking the class from. You're supporting the instructor. You're supporting the company that is hosting and doing displaying the products, right? And if it's at a store or if it's at a show, you're also helping support the show. So there's many purposes behind it. And bottom line, you have fun and you learn some cool techniques. And even if you walk out of that class with one little nugget of information that you didn't know before, or a reminder of something that you haven't thought about in forever, totally worth it. But I cannot think of a single time I've gone to a workshop / class and I've walked out going, well, that was a waste of my time. Because as long as I think about the entire picture, maybe the instructor wasn't the best. I've had that happen, and I'm really sorry if that's ever happened to you. But the person behind me, who I had an absolute blast with in my class, turned into an awesome person that I loved being with, and that totally made my time. And I walked out with a really cool whatever. So totally go to classes if you have the chance. Help support our creative community, because I think that's totally awesome. And yeah, it's just a ton of fun. So this was the second class. Yes, second class of the second day. And I was able to take 3 classes. There was a snafu and also a perk. So this is the whole reason for the class, little debacle there. When you stay at classes, most classes you go to, not everybody, but lots of classes that you go to, they will have little things that they will give you towards the end of the class as incentives to stick around and not leave the class early just to get the class kicked. We're smart, because we know people will just come in, grab, and go. You want to stay. That's the whole point. That's why you paid the money. That's why you made the trip to get there, not just to get the stuff. You want to learn something. It's a class, after all. Enjoy it. So as an extra thing, we also got this really cute. This is really adorable. It's like a balloon animal, and it's Mini Delight Happy Birthday die. So we got the stamp and we got the die, and I just thought that was adorable. So this was a little freebie that we got like the last 5 minutes of the class. But again, I learned so much, and I got a beautiful watercolor set, and I learned some new techniques that I didn't know about. I did not end up sitting next to anybody. Oh, Tasneem. She's the one who taught the class. Sorry. I knew I would remember. You guys know who Tasneem is. She's amazing, and she really knows her stuff when it comes to watercoloring. And I love learning from people who are like the best at what they do, because I feel like I really am getting all of what I need to get from that. So if you're going to go get a class that's about something, from Kat, like mixed media is her jam. You got to take a class from her, and she knows her stuff. So good job. If you can tell, I had a total blast, and my voice is almost back. It's still a little bit raspy, but I'm getting there. All right. Now, I did have a class I had signed up for, and just due to circumstance, the company was not able to host the class the day of. They had to shift it, but it conflicted with the watercolor class and my leather flower class. So I was not able to go because they moved it, and I'd already paid for the other ones. So they were awesome about it, and I got to go pick up the class kit. So I actually left my flower class, the leather flower class, early. Well, not early. They were next door to each other. Sorry. My wind chimes in the back. I haven't found a home for them yet. So Artesa was the other class, and there it is. It's a big old, I carried this whole big box home, and I have not looked in it yet. So let's delve open and enjoy. Let me get this stuff out of the way. I have not even perused what's in here. So I left because we were waiting for our flowers to dry before we could paint them. So we had a little bit of downtime. Artesa class was right next door. So I just jumped over and grabbed my box while I had a chance. And so let's open and find out what was in here. Now, Artesa, I will have to say, they actually did not have us pay for the class. They did the class for free, which I thought was pretty awesome. Some people couldn't afford that. Some companies could not. And so not only was the class complimentary with our entry into the event, we also got all the supplies. So let me pull everything out of here. I always need new paint palettes. This is like one of my number one things I'm always looking for. And I always get them gross, and I need new ones for video purposes. And that's a really heavy box of paint. Wow. Okay. Oh, there's still more stuff in there. My dog is going to have a blast with this box now. Okay, so what all did we get? So we got a whole bunch of new acrylic and oil brushes. And this was one about doing landscapes, which I was kind of interested in. I was kind of bummed I couldn't go, but it's what it is. We got a whole bunch of real brush pens. So these are, and I have some of these already, so I'll add them to my stash. As you can see, we got all like colors. They're blues and greens and stuff. A straw can be dangerous, Erin. A straw? Where's that coming from? Happy box. It's a very happy box. I'm not sure what the straw comment is about. Let me know, because I'm curious what you're talking about. I'm very curious now. We have an acrylic marker in titanium white, probably to do outlining. Here we have a pen. Oh, this is the Ink Onyx pen. I don't know why it's in plastic, but there we go. Really cool new paint palette, which I'm very happy about. Here we have 12 acrylic colors, and let's just open it, because again, I haven't seen any of these yet. All right. Ooh, very pretty. So we have 12 new colors in the Artesa premium colors. I'm going to have fun with these. Those are gorgeous. And then here we have 12 craft acrylic colors. And I don't know about you guys, but I go through paint. I go through paint quite a bit. And I always seem to be running low on a couple of colors. Number one is white. I always am running out of white. So I'm very excited to hope that there's white in here. And just like craft white, because I blend it to make different colors. And is there white? Is there white? Yay, I have white. I don't know why I'm so excited about getting white paint, but it's acrylic paints. These are really pretty too. So look at all these. These are premium craft colors. So we have probably two different grades of paint. We have like the kids craft paint or just acrylic basic paints. And then we also have a little bit of a higher end paint. This is our premium ones. Even though they both say premium, I don't know. I feel like these are two different levels of paint. Probably also this is going to be a heavier body paint than this little box. But this was what everybody got. And then I believe this is the canvas we were supposed to work on. And this is like their, I don't know anything about it, but it's one where you can pop it out and like it's like your easel. And this is the surface you're working on, but then it can fold and it turns into stuff. So you guys can tell me a little bit more about this if you know. I don't know anything about this. So I'm really curious. This was the element that we were supposed to be painting on. It looks like I got two of them. Or yeah, no, there's two of them on here. So this is, there's a name for this and I cannot remember off the top of my head. So if you guys know what this is, leave the comments. I would love to know. But they were talking about it and it's just escaping my mind of what exactly it's called. So really cool stuff from Artesa. They had a booth there and it was the first time I'd ever seen them at this show. So cool stuff from them. So that was a class I did not get to go to. So I don't have the final product to show you, but I got to keep all the stuff because I had signed up for it, which I thought was pretty awesome. So those were all of my 5 classes. So in case you missed the beginning of the video, I went to the graphics class with Kat Kerr, who's watching. Thank you, Kat. I also went to the, where else did I go? Oh, the Hero Arts class with Libby Hickson. Awesome class. We did some really cool cards there. Did the Ranger class with Kimberly Dean. I think her last name is Dean. Sorry, I'm trying to remember all these things. I'm horrible at names. Kat Kerr is easy because Kat's my daughter's name. And we did that class. Then we also did the art. I didn't get to go to the Artesa class, but that was there. We did the Altenew watercolor class. I did. And then we had the Silver Creek flower class. So those were the classes I went to. Now, I didn't really know where to put this last little element that I got. I'm just going to move this off to the side. So I'm putting it into this video. I didn't know where else to fit. We had an amazing dinner that was hosted by, it's actually all put together. And Janet, if you're still on, huge kudos to you because you did a wonderful job organizing our dinner, getting everything ready. So any designer, anybody who was classified and went as a creative professional, if you had the ability to go, because some people got in late because we had some storms and some crazy weather. So she put together this wonderful dinner. We met at Maggiano's, and this was the very, very first night of the first day of classes. So what day was that? That would have been Friday night? Yeah, Friday night. So it was Friday night. And there was a beautiful number of people that were there. We were all considered creative professionals, either designers or content creators. I think there were 6 of us that went to that dinner. We were supposed to have more, but some people, their flights didn't get in time, or they weren't coming until the next day anyway. And it's just what it is. But she made some stuff for us. Well, she didn't make stuff. She got stuff for us. We got a goodie bag. She organized. Look at this. So she reached out to a lot of companies, some that were at the show and some that could not make it to the show, to give us a swag bag, a goodie bag of stuff to promote the companies that are going to be on here. And again, links to all the companies are down below. And if I forgot any, I'm going to go back and put them on. So thank you so much, Janet, for putting this awesome dinner together. It was fabulous. So let's look in here. And yes, I'm also going to leave this comment on here now. I was going to mention it later, but we're going to do it today. There is a giveaway going on with this video. So some of the amazing companies that were part of this event that night have given us extra supplies to give to you guys as a giveaway. So I have the ability to pass on some wonderful gifts. So all I need you to do is leave a comment either on my Facebook or my YouTube channel, wherever you're watching from. Just let me know where you're watching from. I'm always curious. Want to know. I will leave this open for, let's give it a week. I'll put the information down after. I should have done it before I went live, but I'll put the information about when it's due, when I'm going to announce the winner and all that fun stuff. But you're going to get a box of goodies courtesy of these amazing companies from our designer dinner. So let's open up and see what's in there. So I'll get to pass some of this stuff on to you. And included in that, because I snagged an extra one, I'm also going to give away a NAMTA pin. So I have one, and I did take it off already because I had this on. I'm a pin collector. I love collecting pins. I passed out my own this year, so I'll pop mine into this swag bag as well. So look at all the amazing pins that we got, or I got. And one of them, excuse me, still getting over my cold. We all got sick. Everybody got sick. Is the NAMTA pin. So I kept, and there was a whole bunch of other beautiful pins that we got from some awesome companies. And I went to Harry Potter the day before, so I have my always pin. But I got a NAMTA pin, so you guys will get that. So the lucky winner is going to get that. So yeah, just leave a comment if you're watching live. If you're watching after the fact, leave a comment. I'll give this about a week. So like next weekend, I will announce the winner, and I'll get your prize shipped off to you. So let's look here. I haven't looked in here yet. She was telling us about all of it, and I kept going, okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do this live. I'll be more excited. It's like Christmas, so yay. You have your Erin Reed pin, yay. I'm so happy. Amanda's got her pin. That's Pear Blossom Press. Okay, so let's look in here. Oh, this was not part of the giveaway, but I did pop it in here. I just want to mention, so Cassie's Parlor, she was one of my roommates. She made her own stamps and stencils. And so I didn't realize what bag it got popped into. So this is one of her new stencils. It's really pretty. And this is one of her new stamps. She also taught a class there, and it was phenomenal. I didn't get to go to her class because I had a conflict with a different one. But she gave me her stamp and stencil because she had an extra set. So huge shout out to her. If you want to check her out, she has awesome products. Here you can really see. This is her company, Cassie's Parlor. She does a mixed media subscription kit. So check her out. She is fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Okay, so the winner is also going to get all of their supplies in a beautiful Dress My Craft bag. Ooh, look at that. I know that's one of the items that's going to go in there. But I do not know all the other items because I don't know what are replicas. I have to look. I know a couple of them. All right, so we got the awesome bag. I'm just going to dump this out because there's cool stuff in here. Whoa. Okay, so Dress My Craft is obviously one, but we've got stuff from all over. All right, so let's go through. I don't even know where to start. So this is who organized it. This is Janet. She has Try It, Like It, Create It. So if you haven't checked out her stuff, really go check her out. She is phenomenal. So she put this whole thing together. So one of the companies is Polyform. They make the Sculpty clay. So we got a couple packages of Sculpty clay, and it looks like they're identical. So guess what? One of these is going to go in there. I don't need 2 things of clay. All right, we also have some beautiful dies, and look, there's duplicates. Sorry, I'm gonna stop doing that because that's annoying. So we have a beautiful slimline die. So there's another fun thing that is from Dress My Craft. We have trying to do this in order, so I'm doing the same companies at the same time. All right, we have a couple of other beautiful, so look, there's duplicates here. This is a postcard stamp embossing folder from Dress My Craft. Awesome. We have a couple of baggies of sprinkles. Cool beans, look at that. We have a couple of, guys, if you see two of them, you know what's going in the giveaway here. These are some tweezers, some really cool, extremely fine, sharp tip tweezers. Always can use those. We have some more shakery bits, cool shaker bits. All right, trying to find all the other elements. Oh, yeah, see, here's the repeat of that. We have a little tiny tray. Look at that, it's a little tiny tray. Another, look. Oh, and this is a pin I forgot. I threw it in here. So Lollipalooza was there. If you guys have not checked out Lolly, she is awesome. She was one of the people there. So I need to add this to my lanyard because, and I got a dark chocolate I haven't eaten yet. So there we go. So leave a comment, so you have a chance to win because this is all fun stuff I'm going to give away. All right, what else do we have? Let's come back to that. Okay, so here we have some other, these are transfer me's. These are transfer things from Dress My Craft. So here are some words and it transfers, it goes the right direction. Look at all of these awesome transfers. There's so many of them. Look at that. There's some more really cool grungy stuff. Look at the clocks. Very cool. So here's some information about Dress My Craft. So they were not able to come. Here's the thing from Sculpty. Oh, this one, because I already have them, I am able to pass this along because I have a few of these. You're also going to get a whole box of the Artist Free. These are the permanent thermal transfer markers. These are the sublimation markers. So you're going to get a whole box of those. Okay, what else we got? All right, so yeah, Artist Free. Oh, these are all the companies. So here's all the companies who helped donated to this amazing dinner. We have UV, which we're going to get into. I heard awesome things about this. Dress My Craft, which you saw all the awesomeness. Polyform, which is the Sculpty clay. Tonic, which we're going to get into in a minute. Emerald Creek, which we're going to get to. And then the Artist Free. So let's take a look at the Tonic goodies. So we have a little lemon twist. I just, look at this. Oh, this is Dress My Craft again. Sorry. We have a couple more little Dress My Craft. These are little brads. I love the cutie containers. But Nuvo, which is Tonic, is another one. Oh, look at this. I got, sorry. I'm keeping this. You guys don't get this one. This is mine. But I got a keychain and it's got a little Nuvo thing on it. That is just super adorable. I'm in love with that. That is the best. Oh, and the creative sticker came, oh. I think Janet made the creative sticker. The same one who put this whole thing together and organized all this. She made the creative sticker. So thank you so much. I need to find a place to put that because it's cute. So then we got all these little cutie things from Tonic, which I'm in love with this like baby supplies. They're so adorable, which actually is kind of smart because these things last a long, long time. So I have embossing powder in a silver, classic silver. We have some Nuvo drops. Here I have a spray. This is a Nuvo spray. This is cream gold. Over on this one, here we have mica mist. Ooh, I'm loving this stuff. I'm excited. I love new fun things. Here I have a fast blue mineral hybrid ink. And then I have some glacier paste in a little mini one, which I love that. So a little mini one. Hey, Rosa, you found out about you because of video from Creativation. Well, there we go. This is more Creativation stuff. And I will have to say, this is just from the classes and the designer dinner. There is another haul video. It was too much to do all in one video, but there's another haul video that I'm going to be doing in a couple of days from things from the showroom floor or the things that companies gave to me to bring home to show you guys. So there's a second video coming about all the goodness of Creativation / NAMTA / Art Materials World. And there's going to be a giveaway for that one too. So stay tuned to that one. It's going to be another live video coming in a couple of days. I think we're going to do that one. We'll do that one Wednesday. We'll do that one. Instead of my live card making, we're going to do another haul video on Wednesday. And there's more videos to come from the showroom floor of demos from companies or booth tours. And they're going to be coming one every day. So just stay tuned for that because those are still coming. There's about 5 or 6 more coming about that. Okay. Woohoo. All right. So another one from Tonic. Okay. I think it's a little book. And if you guys, I'm sure you guys know who Tonic is. But if you don't know who Tonic is, they're the ones who do all the Nuvo. Tonic, they do lots of supplies with Tim Holtz, and they have some really cool things. They're based out of the UK, and I cannot seem to open this, so I've got to grab a pokey tool here. All in doubt, grab pokey tool. Okay. I must open all packages because I'm so curious as to what they are, but I think this is like a little journal, which I think is awesome. So we're going to see. It's a little journal. Yeah, look at that. It's a little orange journal, and it says tonic on it, which I think is really awesome. That's their little symbol. So that one's pretty darn cool. So there's that. That was not part of it. Okay, let's open up this fun bag. So this was also in our designer dinner bag. I have no idea what's in here. Ooh, funness. Okay, so this is from a company called Emerald Creek. Emerald Creek is actually based out of Canada, and they're most known for their embossing powders. That's where they kind of started. Okay, so they have some beautiful embossing powders. This one is an aroma. It's in pink rose. This one is charred gold. I love the little containers they do on these. She's really striving to do a great job on thinking green with her packaging, using products that are more environmentally friendly, and just kind of thinking for future versus now. So if you ever had kind of a guilty feeling about packaging or anything like that, she is really, really working hard about that. So I love that concept on that. So she's got her couple of embossing powders. She's got some really cute little brads. We've got a stamp. This is from Nicole Wright Design. So she works with some designers to come up with some amazing products. Here's another one. This is a cling mount stamp. It looks like a little flower. That one's really cool. Another one of her designers that she works with is Ann Butler. She was not able, she was at the show, but she didn't able to come to the dinner. And this one is a watercolor heat set paint. Kind of a cool little design. You just slide it open. That's kind of fun. I love that. I'm more in love with like the cool packaging on that. That's cool. And then she also works with some designers to create papers. I know she works with Pam Bray. She works with Nicole Wright. She works with Ann Butler. So this is just a little sampling of some of the products and some of the papers that they're designing. So that is a fun little gift. And yeah, it's Emerald Creek Designs. You should check them out. They're really cool. And they're really, really cool embossing powders, which I think is awesome. So that was an extra funness in my box. All right, and then the last one, which we're going to move this all. So yeah, just take a look at some of the stuff in here. If you saw duplicates, that is what's the giveaway. And there might be a few extra fun things thrown in there as well from me. So, because I got some cool stuff. I got to pass it along. All right, this was a brand new company. They're called UV, and I do have to give a shout out to UV because they help transport all the items and drive it to Orlando to get to us instead of having to ship it because of trying to get everything there and it couldn't sit for longer. So amazing company at UV. This is a resin, and I have not played with this. This was a company I really, really wanted to get to from the showroom floor, and I just run out of time. I never have enough time between where I'm demoing, which you know, that helps pay my way to go there. I'm doing my job and working. And then trying to get to as many places as possible to do videos and get video content. I never have enough hours in the day. I mean, I literally do not stop from show open to show close. I am 24/7, like on it all the whole time. My feet are toast by the end. And then there's always evening events and other things going on. And this was one of the events. Bob Ross sponsored one of the socials one evening after the show closed. So I tried to get to everywhere, and there was a lot of you that were leaving comments, hey, go to this place, go to that. And some of the comments I didn't see until after the show was all over and I didn't get the film footage, or whenever I went by to that booth, they were busy and they just couldn't do a video at that time. And it didn't always work out. And then there was a couple of companies that did not want to do video at all. So I have to roll the punches of what is there, but I try to do my best to get as much as I possibly can. And can't do it all, unfortunately, but there are a lot of other ladies, a lot of other designers, a lot of other content creators that were there getting video, and hopefully some of them got to some of the companies that you guys were asking for. So I'm so sorry if I missed some. I do my best to get everywhere. Maybe next year I need an assistant and we're going to tag team and she'll do videos and I do videos, or he'll do videos at the same time. So we get as many, even more going on. We'll see. All right, so back to UV. This was one I wanted to get, but I didn't. But I also knew in the back of my head I had the products and I could do something at home and I could show you guys. So this is just a tidbit of what's coming. So awesome packaging. That's just so cute. So this is a resin that's supposed to cure within like 30 seconds, which is pretty cool. And it's all done with UV light, hence the UV. So there's a smell to it. Oh, where'd those go? I threw them in here. They're somewhere. I had a little sample of one of them, which I can't find. It's okay. We'll find it eventually. You'll see it when I do my other one. So it's a UV light. I need it before I do this live on video. But there's here's a clay. This is a stone air dry clay, which I think that's really cool. That's really fun. So stone air dry clay. These are all the different resins that go in here. This is UV art gel clear. This one is the aroma jewelry gel. Some of these have a scent to them, which is really pretty. This is another jewelry gel. This is the UV clay clear. So it's supposed to set in 30 seconds. So yeah, there's a clay in there. I don't want to open any of this stuff here. No, okay. I need to investigate. I just wanted to look inside of here. But these are all different resins, and I think there's a part A and a part B, but there's colors to them. So I've got to figure out how this all works before I do this, but I'm really excited to figure this out. So I think this is the clear, and then you put it together, or this is the whole resin, potentially. And then we've got some little trays. I've got other trays as well. And then you set it with a UV light, and we even got the batteries. I mean, that was really sweet of them. They even gave us batteries and a flashlight. So I will definitely be playing with this and having a ton of fun because I think this is so cool. And if any of you guys have ever done resin before, the waiting 24 hours, waiting for it to all set, waiting for it to, do its thing, and then, oh crap, I put a thumbprint in it because it took so long. This is really kind of cool, and you can add stuff to it. I had a couple pieces that were already set there. The rest of the stash is right here. You'll see it on Wednesday when I do the unboxing of all this stuff on Wednesday because it is cool stuff. But it's got a scent to it, which I think is cool. There was one that was like a berry scent. I can't smell Jack right now because I'm still sick. And if anybody got sick, oh my goodness, raise your hand if you came home from Creativation sick as a dog. I was in bed. This is why this video is so late. I was in bed 3 days. I didn't leave my bed. And it was over Easter weekend. We had a long weekend. It started on Friday. I went to bed. I didn't get out of bed until Tuesday morning. I mean, little bits here and there, but I was out for the count. I was coughing, still have a little bit of a cough. My son now has it. So it is not to be trifled with when you go to these conventions, especially. We've all been away from each other for so long. So many of us came home sick. I don't know exactly what it was. It could have just been a bug. There could have been a new strain of COVID. I have no idea. But I'm better now, thank goodness. But it took a little while. So if you got sick, hopefully you're feeling better and you're on the mend because I know it knocked a lot of us out. But that's what happens. We're all back together and we weren't wearing masks. We were all doing our thing. There's a few people that were, but for the most part, nobody was wearing them. And so we all kind of paid the price for that. But if you went, I got a chance to see you and say hi to you. If you did not go, I get this asked all the time. You do have to be a member of the organization, which is now currently called NAMTA, N-A-M-T-A, which is a national, it's not international, it's an art materials association. So anything to do with art materials, craft and hobby and supplies, all paints, paintbrushes, stencils, you name it, all that stuff. The stamp makers, paper makers, all of that fall under the umbrella. We combined with AFCI, which was the crafting side, and so the art side and the crafting side are all together under one umbrella. You either go as a buyer, as a manufacturer, or as a creative designer or a creative professional, which is the umbrella that I fit in. So I do the demos and I do the videos, and so it's not open to general public to go to these shows, but I do love to bring as much of that content to you guys via video whenever I go to these shows, so you guys can follow along while we're live and ask questions and see the demos as much as the companies want to portray. And then I get to bring back goodies for you guys to see, and then we get to play with them and giveaways and do giveaways, which is even more fun. So thank you, Tracy. Yes, feeling better. Still a little groggily, but it's what it is. We all pay the price when we go somewhere. And I was at Harry Potter. I could have picked it up at Harry Potter World. So I was around a ton of people there, and it was raining, and we were all wet, and there was a lot of people that we saw. We even went down to one night. I met up with, so it was Pear Blossom Press. It's Amanda Stevens, and then Rabbit Hole Designs, and Corinne Riskman, which I've never met Corinne before, and she was awesome. Her husband was there, so we chatted for a little while. We're trying to figure out a way for the two of us to do a video together. That's in the works, so maybe we'll get to that, but she needs to feel a little better first before she does that. But we all met down at Disney Springs. I had never been to Disney Springs. We went to a bar at the bottom of, and there was a few other people there, and I'm sorry if I'm leaving anybody out, but a couple of my roommates went as well. So we had fun going to that. And but it was like Planet Hollywood, and I had never been in that space. It was really cool. We went into the Star Wars store, and we went into like the Disney store, and it was packed with a ton of people there too. So, but that was fun. We went for drinks one night after I went to this event. Actually, it was the under 45. What would they call it? The younger people crowd. It was like the youngins were there, but it was a cool event. And so they were giving out some Bob Ross shirts because he was the sponsor for the evening that night. And then went and had drinks at Sulphur Springs. So that was cool. That's not Sulphur Springs, sorry, Disney Springs in Planet Hollywood. But it was a ton of fun. If I did not get a chance to say hi to you, I always end up missing somebody. I'm very, very sorry. Hopefully I will get a chance to see you again at another event that I will be going to. I don't know when my next one is, probably not until the fall. But I had a ton of fun. And if you leave a comment of where you're watching from, you have a chance to win some awesome goodies that came from the designer dinner that Janet put together, and it was amazing. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully some of these things will inspire you. Links to the supplies are down below. I did forget to put the UV link on there, so I got to go back and do that. But most of the other supplies, and I forgot to do Emerald Creek too. Oops. So let me link all those. The rest of them, I believe, are all there. I had a ton of fun. More inspiration coming your way. Lots of showing you how these supplies work in future videos. And don't forget to leave a comment to get the giveaway. Giveaway will be announced next week, so you have a week to leave a comment on this video for your chance to win. Yay! And if you missed in this video and you missed all the goodies I showed, go back and watch because they're awesome. And have an amazing, amazing day. I've kept you long enough. No comment section. You can either, well, the comment section on the regular video, this counts as the comment section for right now. If you're watching me live, which you're leaving a comment right now, I can still go back and find that. But if you're watching on the replay, you can leave a comment in the regular YouTube or regular Facebook. So please don't forget to give a thumbs up and a heart. And if you want to leave a comment of where you're watching, where in the world are you watching from? I'd love to know. And I will see you again with another live on Wednesday of all the rest of the awesome supplies I got from Creativation 2022 / NAMTA Art Materials World. They got to come up with a new name because that's just a mess. Anyway, bye for now. Have a great day.